Welcome back to the channel. The Australian 2-cent coin is a piece of history that connects generations. Though small in value, it represents an important chapter in the story of Australia's decimal currency system. The 1974 issue, in particular, captures the elegance, craftsmanship, and national identity that define Australian coinage. When Australia transitioned to decimal currency on February 14, 1966, it was a monumental moment. The country moved away from pounds, shillings, and pence and introduced a simpler system, dollars and cents. Among the new denominations was the 2-cent coin, a bright, reddish piece that quickly became part of everyday life across the nation. The 1974 Australian 2-cent coin continues that proud legacy. By this year, the coin had already proven itself as both a practical denomination and a symbol of design excellence. It was small, circular, and made of bronze, a metal alloy containing 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, giving it a warm reddish-brown tone when freshly minted. Over time, however, coins that circulated daily began to change in appearance. The 1974 coin in circulated condition often shows soft brown and dark copper tones, evidence of years of use and contact with countless hands. The bright shine of its early years fades into a smooth, mellow patina that tells its own story. On the obverse side, the 1974 coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This image of the Queen, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, was used across many Commonwealth coins during the era. Her youthful yet dignified appearance gives the obverse a refined and graceful quality. Around the Queen's portrait are the words, Elizabeth II Australia 1974. Even in circulated condition, these inscriptions remain legible and bold, a mark of the high-quality minting standards upheld by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. Turning the coin over reveals one of the most beloved designs in Australian numismatic history, the frilled neck lizard, an iconic creature native to Australia. Designed by Stuart Devlin, this depiction captures the lizard with its frill spread wide, in a striking defensive pose. The coin's reverse is not only artistic but deeply symbolic of Australia's unique wildlife. The frilled lizard design is detailed and lifelike. Even in circulated coins where wear has softened the edges and flattened the highest points, the dynamic curve of the lizard's body and the flowing lines of its frill remain captivating. It's a tiny work of art that reflects both nature and national pride. In circulated condition, the 1974 2-cent coin shows its age with grace. The high points of the Queen's hair and the lizard's frill may appear smooth, while the fields, the flat areas of the coin, may show small scratches and contact marks from years of handling. These imperfections are part of its charm, transforming it from a piece of currency into a story in metal. The color of circulated examples can vary dramatically. Some coins develop rich chocolate-brown surfaces, while others take on dark copper or reddish tones. Under certain lighting, a faint orange or gold glow might still be visible, a subtle reminder of the coin's original luster. Many collectors find beauty in this natural aging process. Rather than viewing circulation as damage, they see it as history. Every mark and tone reflects the coin's journey, through cash registers, pockets, purses, and hands across decades of Australian life. Measuring 21.59 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5.2 grams, the 2-cent coin was comfortable to handle and easy to recognize. Its smooth edge and solid feel made it satisfying to carry, a familiar presence in daily transactions during the 1970s and 1980s. By 1974, the 2-cent coin had become a mainstay in Australian currency, accepted and recognized everywhere. It was a time before digital payments or tap cards, when coins and notes were the backbone of commerce, and every cent mattered. Millions of these coins were struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra in 1974, ensuring their widespread availability across the country. Although they were common then, finding examples in clean, original condition today is becoming increasingly difficult. Coins that have circulated for decades often develop a soft satin finish, losing the bright gloss of mint-state examples. Yet this subtle matte texture gives them an aged elegance that feels authentic and lived in, much like old photographs or handwritten letters. Collectors often describe circulated 2-cent coins as alive, not because of their monetary value, but because of their connection to people's daily lives. They pass through shops, schools, buses, and homes, silently accompanying the rhythms of ordinary Australians. When viewed up close under light, the contrast between smooth worn areas and untouched details can be quite beautiful. The frilled lizard's curved body may catch a faint glimmer, while the surrounding background remains dark and muted, creating a pleasing play of texture. Even though the coin was mass-produced, its craftsmanship was never compromised. Stuart Devlin's designs were deeply thought out. He believed coins should not only serve as money but as miniature sculptures that reflect a nation's character. The 2-cent coin is a perfect example of that philosophy. As years passed, inflation reduced the buying power of the small denominations. By the early 1990s, the 1 and 2 cent coins were becoming less useful in everyday transactions. Finally, in 1992, both denominations were officially withdrawn from circulation. Even after their withdrawal, many Australians kept their 2-cent coins in jars, drawers, or as keepsakes. The coin had become part of national memory, a reminder of childhood, of simple purchases, and of a time when physical money was part of daily life. Today, a 1974 2-cent coin in circulated condition might not carry significant monetary value, but it carries immense sentimental and historical worth. For collectors, it represents not just a coin but a moment in time, a preserved piece of Australian identity. Under magnification, one can still admire the fine craftsmanship of the original engraving. The Queen's facial profile, though worn, maintains a quiet strength. The lizard, though softened by touch, retains its elegant curve and motion, proof of the skill behind its design. As a circulated coin, the 1974 2-cent piece also offers a lesson in endurance. Decades of handling have not erased its meaning or beauty. Instead, they have given it character, a warm, coppery story that still shines faintly through the patina of time. And so, the 1974 Australian 2-cent coin remains a small yet powerful reminder of Australia's numismatic heritage. It tells the story of a country that values both its natural wonders and its artistic expression, a story carried in metal, worn smooth by years of life and touch. In the end, even though it no longer circulates, the 2-cent coin continues to circulate in memory, cherished by collectors, historians, and everyday Australians who understand that sometimes the smallest coins carry the greatest stories.